This is not a brand I work on very often. We've got a Hisense with a blinking standby light. It's a Hisense 55. I'll show you the model number in just a second. I didn't realise when setting this video up, well, I wasn't really making a video. It all came together unnaturally. Let me just turn this around. There you go. There is an echo. I'd left a microphone on the mixing desk. Well, I'd left two microphones on, so I do apologise for the slight echo that you will hear from time to time as I come to have a look at this machine. Don't really get many Hisense in. It's the type of TV that they're reasonably priced, so if they go faulty, most people just throw them away. It could be. It's looking like a power supply. Well, I'm guessing capacitors on the power supply. But that really is, as it sounds, a random guess. See if that makes any difference. Then I'll put some heat on the board over those capacitors, see if that brings it on. Right, sorry, getting ahead of myself. I ought to show you the fault first. At the moment, you can possibly see that the TV's in standby. If I press the button to try and bring it on, we just get a flashing standby light and it goes back to standby. Now, do you remember me talking about these two caps here? I'm just going to give them a bit of heat. Now I'm going to hit the standby. Standby goes out, the board comes on, if you can possibly see. But the TV thinks it's on now, whether it's got an image or not, and it's gone to standby. So I don't know. With Hisense, the way it works with the backlights is really weird. I'm thinking this could have a backlight fault. So I've done this about 3 or 4 times. Well, I've done it half a dozen times, and 4 times out of the 6, once those caps have been heated up, the board comes on for a bit. It's the bit which is weird, but no backlight image. The boards aren't expensive on eBay, but replacing the backlights on these is almost a no-go because the screen is glued down on Hisense. And if it was my set to play with as I would then try all the tricks in the book, but it's a customer set and I'm just not taking that risk with these Hisense screens. It's unlucky if it's a board issue and a backlight issue, but what I want to do is see if replacing those caps, A, fixes it, sorts out the whole circuit. It could do. I'm not convinced, but it could do. But if I do manage to get the board to come on and stay on regularly, then I can just put a set of backlights, just connect a set of backlights to here to see if it lights up the set of backlights. So, just one strip. But anyway, I've taken all the plugs out and the screws out, but there's still 200 volts in there, so I'm going to have a cup of coffee. Just putting these in my little tester, and you possibly can't see because it doesn't light up that bright. I broke one cap, one leg fell off when taking it out. Whether that's a sign of the cap being faulty or not, I don't know. But this one is testing absolutely perfect. It's 100%. It's 0 ohms, so
well, that one tested
ain't anything wrong with that one. Because I broke the other one and I've taken them out, might as well put 2 new ones in. That could solve it. That's acting better. But no. There's a little bootstrap cap here, which is responsible to kick-start the board, and my heat was going there as well. And I've just heated that up slightly, and the board's come on. So I might as well replace that one. So we want this light here to turn on, which is the digital audio light. That tells me that the board is on. And we want this red light to go out. I'm plugging the backlights in. I think this may do it, but I don't think this will do the backlights. I think this TV's got several, well, I think it's got a backlight issue as well, which may not be repairable, so it's not even worth looking for a new board on eBay if I had to. But there's still quite a few tests I can do yet. Right, we're in standby. I would like this standby light to go out. You can just see it. And that light to come on. Oh. No, I don't know. There's something that I'm heating up on the board which is making the board turn on. I'm missing something here. The only thing I can think of is the other side of the board around here is where the firmware chip is. Sometimes heating up and cooling firmware chips can get them to come on, but we're still getting no backlights. Oh, we're still going? Okay. Didn't think we were. Right, one last line of attack before I call it firmware and give up. Disconnected the backlights from the set. I've just put on this strip here. This strip does work. It is blue, but it does work. Hisense TVs in the past can do all sorts of things if there's a backlight fault. So what that means, whether you haven't got your backlights connected or whether there's a backlight open circuit, which we may have. But I've now closed the circuit. Let's just see. I don't think this is going to do it. But if this strip lights up blue now, we know that that's the issue. Of course, the truth is, I don't want this backlight to come on. I want it to be a circuit board error. I don't want it to be backlights because the screen's glued down. And the screen's glued down makes it impossible to fix. Still doesn't make sense to me while I'm heating part of the board up and it's coming on, but, you know. Ah. So heating the board up was tricking the circuit into thinking the backlights were working when they weren't, somehow. It's faulty backlights. Okay. I don't think there's much I can do. I don't like risking customers' TVs when the screen is glued down. because at the moment the screen is not cracked, and if it becomes cracked it becomes my fault. Whether the customer will donate the TV to the channel or sell it cheaply so I can do it as a YouTube video is another case in point. But it's too risky trying to get the screen out. All that for that. So I'll be honest with the customer, let him know what the problem is. I can't take the risk with the screen, I just won't. But maybe he'll donate it to the channel, I don't know, we'll see.